more development in the two-stroke area. Welcome to the Okie Woodsman channel. Today we are at the U.S. headquarters for Echo Outdoor Power Equipment in Lake Zurich, Illinois. Join me for a sneak peek inside of their production facility. While we watch this video together, I just want to remind you that I am extremely thankful for all of your views, because without your views, this would not have happened. This was an incredible opportunity. SawSuppliers.com brought me up there. At first, I was told that I would not be able to film or take pictures inside, and so this video was really kind of a surprise to me. I didn't have any mics with me. I did have my iPhone in my pocket, and so I was able to go ahead and get some recording done. I'll do some voiceovers here and there. There will be some audio from within the production center as well. I'll probably go ahead and put some subtitles in where needed to add clarification. The tour really did kind of make a loop around the facility, from where they were showing their inventory of spare parts to brand new production from start to finish, packaging and shipping.
Again, at the end of it, we'll come back through here and you'll get to see that. I'll talk a little bit more about that one. PB2520 roughly was at peak about a 200,000 units.
On this tour, you did see Shindaiwa and Echo being produced side by side. Some of these items actually are going to be exported all throughout the world, including China. Saws, string trimmers, and blowers are the items that I saw in various stages of production.
Understand the different manufacturing methodologies between the countries. So every one of these machines was kind of redesigned to verify that the assembly happened, the part's there, and it's on the part when it's done. The oil seals on both sides are two different kinds. They look very similar. They're two different materials because one side's hotter than the other, so they got to use a different material. But if they put the wrong one in there, it will not cycle the machine, it'll stop. Ooh. So we're trying to, again, make sure the machine or the equipment or process does the quality for the operator and helps them do their job. Once we launched it, we've had 0 assembly-related defects leave this area as a result of this process. So.
Our tour guide was absolutely fantastic. He oversees the production of the entire facility. He was the man with knowledge about each and every process and section that we were walking through. Echo has taken great care to make sure that their product is quality through the engineering and the production process. They blend their own plastic, and they want to be in control of as much of the production process as possible. They even make the containers they use throughout the production facility.
So those red bins and the black bins you see up there, we use a lot of returnable bins. In fact, behind you, you see some green bins. Mm-hmm. We used to buy them by the truckload.
You ought to start selling those.
We're trying to convince Japan to buy them off of us and use them in their bins. They stack well, they hold parts good.
This tool and die location was astonishing to me. I had no clue what was involved in making the molded plastics. In order to make sure they don't have any supply issues, they've taken on as much as they can and as much as feasible to produce all of their own equipment and even be able to service the production equipment inside the factory. There's lots of talent represented here, tons of expertise, and it's fantastic to see all these American workers.
It'll actually come out incorrect and warp correctly. So they'll do warp adjustments, so they can do some of that repair here. The beauty of that is I see it in assembly. We come back and we talk about it, they fix it right away. The next run, I'm getting good parts. I'm benefiting from it, increasing my time. I get the immediate benefit. So anything we can do internally, we try and do.
So if your parts do not pass quality control, or if you have an issue, do you recycle them, or are they able to be reused?
Okay. Yeah, some of that as we get in. Yeah, nothing goes to waste. I'll kind of talk about how anal we are about that as well when we go over to that area. We have a very low scrap rate. It is During the pandemic, one of the worst components and product types to try and get were anything that was blow molded. Almost every one of our blow molders, and one in particular, they wanted to make bottles for medical companies. Everyone needed Purell and hand sanitizer. They didn't want to make outdoor power equipment parts. We redesigned it to be injection molded. We don't do blow molding here, but now that we do it internally, we control the quality, we control the supply. Within a few months, they started wearing holes in them because of the abrasive nature of glass-filled nylon. It was basically sandblasting every corner. And that's a snow shower you don't want to have to pick up. There's plastic flowing through here all the time, and when one ruptures, it puts plastic all over the place.
See, it looks like there's one stainless one left right there, closer to it.
Polypropylene.
Okay.
That one's going to be polypro. Not abrasive at all. It's very soft plastic.
Nice.
Rig and main. We put that kind of in it, and then when we're going to make it,
Right in front of our eyes. Look at that.
I just want to reiterate, the equipment that's produced here is distributed throughout the United States and worldwide. Pretty amazing to think that stuff being produced in the United States is getting shipped and sold in places such as Europe and China. I believe this machine is an infrared fuser and it makes bar sheets from what I understand. A lot of this stuff was over my head, but it was fascinating to see. That machine right there is pumping out the guards. Those are air filter bases. It was absolutely amazing to see what is automated and what is done by hand. There's just certain things that cannot be automated or should not be automated. Again, Echo and Shindaiwa produced side by side. Check out the extrusion process going on here. Really neat to see something go from raw material, get manufactured, and be ready for install immediately. This machine is going ahead and cutting them to length. This is an insert for a string trimmer, and it keeps the drive shaft centered and supported along the whole way. Just this one piece of equipment is responsible for making that one part. Another thing I was astonished by was how comfortable, how clean, and really I smelled no odors within this production facility. Operator comfort is totally key here, and it's really nice to see Echo taking care of their employees.
We either do it on the engine block or on the plastic. It just kind of depends. On chainsaws, you can't see the engine, so we have to put it on plastic. By going laser, we're able to make it larger. So hopefully some other applications where a service, it takes them a long time to train, anywhere from 6 to 9 months on an engine, just on the first one. And then it'll still take a few months to really get used to every other different engine.
I was able to go ahead and take some still photos, and I wanted to respect the privacy of their employees as much as I possibly could. This is where they run, test, and tune every bit of two-stroke equipment leaving the facility. It's really cool to see this process being done. This was really the only place in the production facility where we needed to have ear protection. Of course, all the exhaust was piped out and taken care of, and it was really neat seeing this happen. I believe that this is the only location in the United States where they do produce equipment Otherwise, my understanding is it's in Japan. They don't even produce anything in China any longer. These blowers were going to get shipped to Europe, and you can tell because they have the decibel rating on the case. I believe this is a 6-axis robot, and all its job is to unfold and build cardboard boxes, because in a shift they will package between 800 and 1100 blowers per person. That is so cool that they can eliminate the fatigue of opening boxes. I'm always blown away by the scale of business. When you see how much they can produce, and in a moment here you'll see how much they have in the shipping facility to go out across the world, it's astonishing to me. All those products travel on the same conveyor line and get sorted at the end. Really amazing process. Pretty darn cool. The gentleman giving us the tour has been at this location for nearly 25 years. This has been so cool. Extremely knowledgeable, willing to share, and very acquainted with the entire process. All of the products make it here to this location where they are automatically sorted and palletized based on SKU. Those are held in place by vacuum, I believe. Echo has many systems in place to be able to track and assure quality. They know everything about the production process, down to even who tuned the equipment at the last stages.
First to a stacking stand, as we call it, and then once it comes out, it'll get assigned an LPN.
Check this out. There's a lot of product there, but you've got to see what's coming next.
On this line, we do the corner protectors, but also this plate wrapper. Ring wrapper is really fun. Then we have a manual area here for overflow, or if there's a misscan or an injury, it'll take it there. They can put it back in the system. Before, we had to drive all the way back down into that assembly area to pick up this suite of pallets and manufacturing, visiting non-value added operations. They like to
Incredible.
You have like a massive switch.
Oh, I know, dude.
This gentleman and his wife own A&A Tree Service up in Wisconsin. It was fantastic getting to know him. We had lots to talk about, and it was a good time.
Crazy.
That is incredible. There's a lot of analysis.
everything, which we just eliminated as of one.
Throughout the video, you may have seen the gentleman with the maroon shirt. That is Steve. He owns sawsuppliers.com. He's the one that made this whole trip happen, and I am incredibly thankful to him. This gentleman here is the inventor of Saw Haul. They have recently expanded the Saw Haul line into Gear Haul. I'm excited to learn more about that.
In this building, and I'm just guessing right now because we're around 100 million total finished goods inventory, probably 60. But I could figure.
Look at all those pallets stacked from floor to ceiling. Again, this place was immaculate. Comfortable, cool, clean, and I felt like an extremely healthy workplace.
And it varies based on the season, how much on second shift. CNC will run up to 3 shifts if needed. Mostly they're 2 shifts. Molding is 3 shifts.
Gotcha.
You never want to turn those machines off once you got them running.
Gotcha.
So, and they'll run as many days as they need to for inventory. And we're all watching inventory levels in order to monitor production levels.
And if you ever wonder if spare parts are going to be available or how they're handled at a facility like this, look at these. Look at these bins, floor to ceiling, multiple rows. These are all spare parts. This facility also packages maintenance kits as well. Look at that. I cannot imagine. I knew a little about the history of Echo from various videos I've seen on social media, but it was really cool to see all of this equipment in person and kind of see the development over time going all the way back to the 1940s. The care that's taken throughout the production process was absolutely amazing. Equipment is weighed throughout the entire process, and so if there is a single bolt missing or a pamphlet missing or anything like that, the production line stops until they can figure out what's wrong. It's a way to have quality control and assure that your products work well when you get them in your hands. I've been the proud owner of multiple pieces of Echo equipment and have had minimal failures throughout my years of usage. Many of you are professionals, and I've heard the same thing from many of you as well. You guys use it day in and day out, and you love your Echo equipment. I am so excited to be here today. Thank you to sawsuppliers.com for making this a possibility. They brought me up here, invited me on a tour inside of Echo. Echo was kind enough to give me permission to take pictures and some video. More than likely, I'll be doing a voiceover because I got snippets of film of interesting things inside of their production facility. Thank you also to Echo for allowing me to take some pictures and videos inside of the production facility, and it was just a wonderful experience. I want to share a little bit of the heartbeat that I got in a meeting that we had. You know, Echo's not going to go ahead and lay out all their future plans for a group like ours. However, I can tell you this, it seems as if they're going to have more development in the two-stroke area, and then of course in the battery-powered arena. They are committed to making good quality tools for the entire market, whether you want a battery tool or a two-stroke tool. I'm really impressed with how clean the facility was inside, how well organized. It was just really, really cool. So again, thank you to sawsuppliers.com. In the description, there are links if you would like to buy Echo equipment from sawsuppliers.com at a 10% off, plus their price is better than pretty much everyone else without that discount through sawsuppliers.com using the discount code OKI10. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.